Yes, Bitcoin has reached a new all-time high round about the 72,000 US dollar level. We perfectly broke out from this range, and I gave you this update exactly in my free Telegram group, and it looks like that Bitcoin wants to see this major pump all the way up to the 1.618, which is a price target of round about 75,000 US dollars. But ultimately guys, we're going to find out what we could expect for Bitcoin, because yes, we don't have any previous price targets exactly here. This means that Bitcoin is in price discovery mode just before the Bitcoin halving, which is a major catalyst which could pump Bitcoin all the way up above the 100,000 US dollar level. But we're going to find out, is it too late to invest exactly here, or should you wait for any major retracement? So yes, we're going to look at the price movement of Bitcoin to find out what we could expect. But not only that, we're going to look at some coins that could see a major push towards the upside. And yes, we're going to look at one narrative specifically that could see a major pump within the next week. So guys, if you're still watching this video without being subscribed, smash up the like button and subscribe, and let's directly start on the weekly chart of Bitcoin. And as you guys can see, at the moment we are in price discovery mode all the way at the levels of 72,000 US dollars. So yes, we can't look at any previous price movement to find out where's going to be our next major resistance. We have to look at the Fibonacci retracement levels all the way from the all-time high all the way down to the bottom exactly here, and we're going to look at the next major level, which is going to be the 1.618 on the weekly chart, which is exactly at the 100,000 US dollar level. So ultimately guys, this is going to be our long-term target and the next major zone for Bitcoin after breaking the previous all-time high. But what is going to be our retracement levels if we're going to see a dump or this major correction of around about 20%? So we're going to look at this retracement levels all the way from the swing high all the way to 20% down. This would roundabout be exactly the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level on the weekly chart, which perfectly lines up with this major support box that we had exactly here, round about the levels of 57,000. So this would ultimately be my retracement level if we're going to get a retracement exactly here. So yes, ultimately these are going to be our retracement levels towards the downside, and also the major zones that we could expect if we're going to get this major breakout on the weekly chart. But let's go down on the even lower time frames on the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. And we perfectly broke out from this major range that we have been talking about in the previous video. We were consolidating within this range and we found perfect support. But now we're going to look at the fib levels all the way from the swing high, which was exactly here, all the way to the swing low, which was exactly here. And we're going to look at the price targets after this breakout, because yes, we could also take the fib levels all the way up to these levels. We were trading in this massive range and we saw this breakout exactly here from the range. So ultimately the next price target from this bigger range would be all the way at the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level, and that also perfectly lines up with the 75,000 US dollars. So this is ultimately going to be my next price target if we're going to see this bullish continuation. But guys, we could also see this retracement all the way back down to the previous all-time high, which is exactly at the level of 70,000 US dollars before we're going to see this next leg up. But yes, we could also expect this dump all the way back down and this 20% correction all the way to this major support box, and this would ultimately still be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, because yes, if we go on the long-term perspective, guys, we're only at the beginning of this major bull run and this major catalyst event, the Bitcoin halving, which is ultimately going to push the price of Bitcoin even higher. And yes, this is exactly what happened in the previous bull market, and at every halving that we saw this parabolic run towards the upside all the way from the previous all-time high. But yes, this time it's different, because we can see that Bitcoin is breaking its previous all-time high before the Bitcoin halving, and at the last Bitcoin halving we saw that we broke the previous all-time high after the Bitcoin halving, after we saw the sideways movement. But keep in mind guys, exactly here was the major black swan event in March 2020. We all know what happened exactly here. So yes guys, maybe we should have gone sideways and saw this major pump towards the upside. But ultimately guys, we're going to look at the price target from the previous all-time high, from the previous cycle, after we broke the previous all-time high all the way to the swing high, which was exactly here. This was a pump of round about 248%. So yes, we're going to look at this measured move all the way from the previous all-time high all the way up. This is round about 149%, but we're going to take it all the way up to 248%, which is exactly here. round about the 230,000 US dollars for Bitcoin. And yes guys, this is also going to be my ultimate price target, round about the 250,000 US dollar level. So investing into Bitcoin exactly here guys, you can still make an easy 2 to 3x on Bitcoin. But guys, ultimately you don't need to wait for any retracement, because you're not going to catch the bottom, because ultimately guys, the buying pressure is so big and all this hype around the Bitcoin ETF and also the price movement of Bitcoin that is bringing this major hype and this major FOMO. Everybody and their mother wants to invest into Bitcoin. So guys, dollar cost average into Bitcoin and don't wait for any retracements, because if you're going to wait, you're just going to enter higher. Believe me, these retracements are going to be extremely quick with all the buying pressure from the ETFs. But now the question is, should you invest all of your capital into Bitcoin? No guys, you should only hold a small percentage. Yes, your ultimate goal is it to have more Bitcoin, but I would invest into smaller caps or even altcoins to maximize your gains, because yes, ultimately we're going to see this 3x for Bitcoin. But if we're going to go over to Solana, and yes, I told you to buy Solana exactly here at these lows of round about $16, you would have been in some major profits all the way from this entry all the way to the current price movement. This would have been a pump of 695%. But ultimately guys, we could expect that Solana is going to break its previous high, and from the current price movement all the way up to the first price target round about the 1.618 that we're going to break. If we're going to break the previous all-time high, this would be a pump of 180%. But ultimately guys, I could see Solana go all the way up to $2,000 within this bull market. So you're still extremely early guys, because this bull run is only getting started. And if you want to buy all of these cryptocurrencies, guys, make sure to go down in the video description below and sign up to one of these exchanges, where you're first of all going to receive a major deposit bonus if you're going to sign up with Bybit, FOREX, or even OKX or MEXC if you don't like any KYC. And if you want to trade all of these moves on a decentralized platform, sign up to Drift. And yes guys, we've been making some awesome profits in my Signal group. You can join exactly here, but you'll find all the information in my free Telegram group, because yes, we're in some major profits on this FTM trade. At the moment we are up 78%, and I gave this awesome entry exactly here in my Signal group. And yes, we're making some major profits guys. We 4x'd our trading account in a short period of time. So yes, make use of the signals and join my Signal group exactly now. So let's go over to the next coin, which is ultimately going to be PITH. Yes, I've talked about PITH a lot. I made a lot of videos dedicated for PITH, and I also told you exactly here to buy PITH at the levels of 36 cents, and we saw this major pump towards the upside. But guys, we are just at the previous all-time highs, which are exactly here at the 88 cent level. And ultimately guys, we could expect this fast move towards the upside. I would even say that PITH has the potential to go all the way up to the psychological level of $10 within this bull market. We're just going to look at the measured move exactly from the current price movement all the way up to the $10 level. This would still be a pump of, believe it or not, 1140%. So yes guys, if you would have bought PITH exactly here when I gave you this call in my Telegram group, you would see some major profits of 2800%. But ultimately guys, we didn't even break the previous all-time high. So we could expect that yes, PITH is going to be in price discovery mode. We're going to see this fast move towards the upside. So yes guys, don't waste any time and buy these coins exactly now. So let's go over to the next narrative, which is going to see a major push towards the upside. We're going to go over to X. The next big reinvention is where AI meets the physical world. Listen to the CEO of NVIDIA speak about Omniverse. And yes, Render Network is integrated into NVIDIA Omniverse. In 5 days, we're going to see a major AI conference with NVIDIA and all of these major companies like Render. So let's find out what he has to say.
As for reinvention, what's the next one going to be?
The next big reinvention is probably where AI meets the physical world. And you know, today, all of our AI experiences are related to digital. It's in software, it's information, it's all digital related AI. The next generation of AI, and where AI meets $100 trillion of the world's industry, that's in the physical world. And so it could be transportation, it could be robotic surgery, it could be warehouses and manufacturing plant and energy plants and fabrication plants and so on and so forth. And in order for us to bring digital technology and artificial intelligence technology into that physical world where humans are, and safety is important, and resilience is important, and all of those kind of physical world physics related challenges, we need a new type of software. And we created this thing called Omniverse that allows us to connect the digital world and the physical world. And Omniverse is going to be a phenomenal success. And we have 700 plus customers who are trying it now, and from car industry to logistics warehouse to to wind turbine plants. And so I'm really excited about the progress there. And it represents probably the single greatest container of all of NVIDIA's technology: computer graphics, artificial intelligence, robotics, and physics simulation, all into one. I have great hopes for it.
So yes guys, this is going to be the major narrative within this bull market, AI and all the related coins, which is going to bring you life-changing wealth. And yes guys, we're going to look at Render, because ultimately I've talked about Render exactly here. When I started my channel, I told you to dollar cost average into Render, and we saw this major pump towards the upside. But guys, we're just at the 1.618 after breaking the previous all-time high. We're seeing this major incorporation with Nvidia, one of the biggest software companies. So Render is extremely bullish, and I could expect that yes, we're going to see this continuation even higher. And also with this AI conference in 5 days, we could expect that the AI coins are absolutely going to rip, and that we could expect even within the bull market that Render is going to break the $100 level, which would be from the current price movement all the way to the $100 level. This would still be a pump of $700, but I think we are at least going to see another 10x. So yes, use this opportunity and buy Render exactly now, and make use of this free links in the video description below, where you receive a major deposit bonus. So let's go over to the next coin, which is going to be AR. And yes, AR is also related to AI and also file storage, and I gave it this call exactly here at the levels of round about $16. We saw this major pump towards the upside, but ultimately guys, my first price target is going to be the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, and afterwards we're going to break the previous all-time high. So yes, we could still expect from the current price movement all the way to the first target after we break the all-time high. This would be around about the $140 level, and this would be 250% from the current price movement. So yes, I would dollar cost average into AR exactly now. And yes, the next coin we're going to look at, I've talked a lot on this channel, that is GRT. I gave it this call exactly here at the bottoms. And yes, this was only 5 months back where we broke this trend line towards the upside, and I told you that yes, we're going to see this major pump all the way to the previous bull market support exactly here. Because yes, the altcoins saw this sideways movement when Bitcoin already saw this pump all the way up to the bull market support exactly here, and the altcoins were still lagging, and that's why I told you it is the best opportunity to buy the lows. And yes, we saw this major pump, and we're not even at the 61.8, so this would still be a massive pump all the way to the first price target. From the current price movement all the way up to the first price target, this will be a 300% pump all the way to these levels. But ultimately guys, if we're going to break the previous all-time high, we could expect this major pump with a price target of round about 500%, and the sky's the limit. Because yes, ultimately this is going to be the best narrative. AI is going to be a major factor when it comes to the future, and also file storage coins are going to see a major impact and a major price impact. So let's go over to the next coin, which is ultimately going to be Filecoin. And yes, I've talked about Filecoin several months ago, exactly here, where I told you Filecoin the next 3000% pump, a decentralized storage system. So let's go back over to the coin, and yes, we can see that exactly here guys. We are only seeing the previous bull market support exactly here, where we could see that Filecoin was in the bull market, reached a high of exactly $240, and then we saw this major dump towards the downside, forming the bottom. And exactly here I published my video about Filecoin. So this was exactly the breakout point after we have formed this perfect bottom, this double bottom exactly here. But guys, we're not even at the previous bull market support, which is exactly here, round about the $26. And ultimately guys, our first conservative price target is going to be the 1.618, which is not even the previous all-time high. So let's take a measured move from the current price all the way to the first major resistance. This would be a pump of 111%, and all the way to the conservative price target. This would be 1200%, and all the way up to the previous all-time high. This would be 1800%. So yes guys, this was no clickbait where I told you this is going to be the next 3000% pump, because yes, ultimately if we're going to see this pump all the way up to a new conservative all-time high, this would be a pump of 3200%, and this is only from the current price movement. So if you would have invested exactly here, you would have been in some major profits guys. Exactly from these levels you could have been up 8300% if we're going to reach this major bull market target exactly here. And guys, if you're watching this video for the first time, smash up the like button and subscribe, because yes, I'm going to drop a major video about meme coins that you should definitely hold, where you could make life-changing money. And yes guys, we're talking about small investments which can really change your life. So make sure to watch the upcoming video. So let's go over to the next coin, which is going to be Singularity, AGIX. And I bought AGIX exactly here, and I was scared on buying the tops, because afterwards, after I bought exactly here, I was in a major loss all the way to the major level of the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, and we found perfect support at the support box that we've been drawing out exactly here. But guys, we saw this major pump towards the upside, and yes, I expected we're going to continue even higher with a major price target of well above the $10. So this is going to be a major percentage gain if you're going to consider that you're going to buy AGIX exactly here, and we're going to see this major conference from Nevada, and that we're going to at least see a 10x exactly from these levels. Yes, this is going to be around about 700% to the $10 mark, but this is just conservative. If we're going to see this continuation with AI and also Nevada, we could expect that these coins are really going to be life-changing, and that we could even expect, yes, this is definitely possible, that Singularity or AGIX is going to see this pump all the way up to the $100 level within the bull market, and this will be a percentage gain of 7500%. So guys, don't waste any time, go down in the video description below and sign up to these links where you receive a major deposit bonus, and you can buy cryptocurrencies on the spot market or trade it with a leverage. And if you want to copy all of my trades, join my Signal group where we post this awesome trades. We entered on Phantom exactly here, and we are already up 88%. So don't waste any time, dollar cost average into Bitcoin. But most importantly, be for crypto, smash up the like button and subscribe, and we see each other in the next video.